are you all? Today Manga Mondays is back. Manga Mondays is back this Monday because I actually found some time to film, and I've been reading some really cool manga because, as you probably know, the fall season, anime season, is coming up very soon, and a lot of new manga and light novels are being adapted into anime series. So today I have 4 really awesome new manga to share with you guys, and I actually really like all 4 of these, and I've been reading them in the past few weeks, so I'm really excited to see them made into an anime. And for those of you guys who follow me for my anime reviews, don't worry about that. I will do a fall favorites video very soon to feature the fall stuff. Right now we're just kind of wrapping up the summer stuff. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin. The first series is called Absolute Duo, and Absolute Duo was actually recommended to me by one of you guys. One of you guys left a comment and asked if I was going to review it for the fall season, and at that point I hadn't looked at anything in the fall season yet, so I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and it was like so good. Thank you so much for recommending it to me because like I love it. It's amazing. I love it. So Absolute Duo takes place in kind of like a magic-y kind of high school setting. It's about a guy named Toru Kokonoe who goes to a very special school that kind of teaches kids how to fight, and they fight with very personalized and unique weapons that are literal manifestations of the souls. So depending on what your personality is, or like what you believe in, what you value, the weapon that will manifest will be different. And the interesting thing is that Toru's weapon ends up being a shield, so it's like something very defensive versus everything that everyone's ever summoned is always an offensive weapon. So students have to kind of like pair up to fight, and I guess they're all striving to try and be the absolute duo, so that's kind of like where the title comes from. It's a really cool show because it has really interesting characters. The main character, he's pretty like three-dimensional from the get-go because he has a bit of a backstory. The main other girl character, Yuri, Yuri is German, I believe, and she's actually like a very charming character. They kind of break the reserved like mannerisms because Yuri is not Japanese, and I kind of like that about Yuri and Toru. I really like Absolute Duo. It's actually originally done from the light novel. I just kind of picked up the manga to check out because that was the first thing that kind of came up, and I'm really looking forward to the anime series. The second manga series I have today is called Ookami Shoujo to Kuro Ouji. So this is a shoujo romance kind of manga series, and it follows a girl named Erika who has a tendency to lie about her romantic life and her romantic past just to kind of appease her friends. So one day on the streets she ends up taking like a picture of this random guy, and then she's like, yeah, that guy's my boyfriend. It just so happens that the guy she took a picture of also goes to her school, and he's a little bit sadistic, so like he ends up pretending to be her boyfriend, but he treats her kind of like shit. I don't know, like he calls her his dog, and that kind of bothers me a bit, but there's a lot of comedy in the series, and there's enough heart in it to kind of like get over the fact that the boyfriend kind of treats the girlfriend like a dog at the beginning, and you kind of have to get past the like coldness at the beginning of the series before you get into some of the cuter moments, I guess. It's not exactly my cup of tea, but I still found it pretty like interesting and entertaining if you are into shoujo. There are a lot of fans of this series, so they are looking forward to the anime this season. So if you guys are looking for something like lighter, sweeter, just that classic shoujo romance, check out Ookami Shoujo to Kuro Ouji. The next series that I have is for you historical anime manga fans. It's called Donten ni Warau. I really like Donten maybe because I'm also like a really crazy history buff. The story takes place in the early Meiji era, where Japan has just kind of abolished the samurai and the old customs, and they are mingling a lot with Western culture. When the West is like going through the Enlightenment, the period in Japan, like that's when it all takes place. So there's a lot of like intercultural mingling, and because there's so much political instability and so much like social change right now, the crime rates have increased a lot, and because of that, Japan's last solution is to build this entire island where they just house all these different like criminals, and the worst criminals of the worst are like all herded into like this one island. And the cool thing about this is it follows 3 main characters, and they're all brothers, and they're in charge of transporting the criminals from wherever they are in the city to the island. The interesting thing is that because each of the brothers are of course a different age, they're kind of at different points in their lives, and it's kind of really interesting to see them interact, see how they're similar, how they're different. There's this like cloud theme that goes through the manga series, so that kind of hits a bit home for me, and I just really enjoy it in general. It has like a lot of chapters, So I know there's like a lot of hype for it. I believe it's still ongoing, so people will just be interested in seeing the first parts of it animated. And I think it's going to translate pretty well into animation form because it has like quite a bit of like landscaping going on and like just a lot of like movement within the world. The last series that I have is kind of a drama, music, love kind of story. I feel like it's a bit sweeter and more mature than something like Ookami, which is like more comedy. This one is called Shigatsu no Kimi no Uso. It follows a boy named Arima who is a music prodigy, and he's been kind of like dominating the world stage ever since he was a kid because he's so talented. His mother is the one that teaches him music, and after she passes away, he actually ends up not being able to hear piano sounds. Like, he can hear everything else and his hearing is perfectly fine, but he can't hear the piano. And so he kind of ends up like moving away from music, getting away from that. And later on he meets a very talented violinist named Kaori, and Kaori is like really free-spirited, really chillax, and she kind of inspires Arima to get back into music. So it's kind of like how music changes people, how it kind of helps like people find love, brings them together. It's a really kind of like touching theme, and I really like how the story is going. The PV for the animation just looks great, so I'm really excited to check that out. I feel like this one is for shoujo fans that might be looking for something a bit deeper that goes a little bit further than the regular high school stuff. So that's it for this week's Manga Mondays. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found something new to read or check out. If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit like or subscribe for more from me. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have seen any of these series or if you're really excited to see these get animated. And I will talk to you guys in my next video very soon. Bye!